We are strategically positioned where we can produce options, real options for what is happening inside of Jamaica. So let me take a little on each one. I won't be too long because I know we want to finish and go home. First, the institutional strengthening and capacity building of JISA. We want to pursue the development of a relevant constitution and operating accordingly to whatever form we have developed inside of the constitution. We have been looking at it, and we still have some more work to do. We will ratify some of those developments today, and later on I'm sure there will be more. We want to expand and develop the various membership services which JISA offers to its members. I've met many members who say, well, what does JISA do for us? And I want us to rise and meet that challenge. I know that there's a whole lot more which JISA can do for our members, and we want to explore that. In fact, we have already begun to explore and discuss. There are provisions there already, but we have to put some legs to them. We want to look at the expansion of JISA's membership, especially outside of Kingston, which is one of the major changes coming to JISA. We really want to operate as a national organization in terms of the functions we do, the different sporting events, training events, not just the principals conference, which is kept in Otrius. And the Western meet, which took place earlier this year, was a major step in that direction. And we want to establish some chapters in different parts of the island. And since that meet in Montego Bay, a lot of principals have showed a lot of deep interest in becoming part of JISA. Okay, we want to develop and enhance the JISA headquarters and office operations. And I can speak on all of these issues at length, but I'm just going through them quickly. And at some point, we will send out a document for you to look at with some more details on each of these headlines. Okay? But we want to look at how we can expand our office, okay, and make it more compatible and appropriate for where we want to go as an organization. We had discussion about establishing a JISA advisory committee, which is different from our executive team. And these are mainly resource people who we can call on at any time. They may have certain expertise. They like the organizations, they are friends, and they can be both here in Jamaica and outside of the island. There are no limitations. Because of what we want to do and how we want to expand the vision of JISA, we see the need for an advisory committee. Okay, we want to expand the JISA professional development initiatives, especially at a regional level. Okay, the other day in Manchester, there was a development seminar for the teachers in that region, which I thought was really excellent. And we want to do some more like that in different areas for school board members, for principals. I know we have that big principals conference, but we want to do development sessions which look at certain areas in a detailed way. So there's not the rush for some big conference schedule in different regions in Jamaica. Okay, I know I've spoken to some principals down in the West, and they would like some training for their grade 6 teachers in terms of preparing their teachers to deal with the JISA issues and all of that. So stuff like that. And there's one thing I want to do for the coaches. Coming out of the JISA meet, I observed in Montego Bay a few months ago, I observed some of the coaches and how they were managing their issues with the students. Some of it made me a bit uncomfortable.
Yes.
Okay, I realized we have to really do our best way to download the values-based approach into the sporting program. Okay, I remember hearing one coach telling a student, "You better win this race or I'll get suspended from school." You know, that sort of stuff. I was hearing, I was like, "What?" Okay, and if you're talking values-based, it's not just something in the classroom. If you're having a sporting event, the values must show. Are you all following me?
Yes, yes.
And I think it came out in the table down there. When I joined that table, the whole issue of the values must show up in all of our activities. So we want to look at that professional development initiatives, further expansion of JISA sports, and I really appreciate the sporting committee. I haven't met all of them, so I hope to pop into a meeting, okay, and meet these people who are working so hard for us and find out what's happening in there. And on the other outside of Kingston, we want that to be going. I want to see some stuff happening for the high schools, Wayne, because I run one too. We want to develop a culture of sharing best practices. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, I think this is something we have to look at. We are under a lot of economic pressures, and as far as I'm concerned, we are spending a lot of unnecessary monies, especially schools who are in close proximity with each other. There are things we can do together, but I think these selfish competitive elements sometimes gets in the way. We can do staff development seminars together and different things together instead of you spending one money to do the same seminar that I am doing, and we are just 5 miles apart from each other. Each of us have to pay the guy $50,000 when you can pay 25 and I can pay 25,000. Okay, so we have to look at how we can share best practices. And I have a very selfish, personal interest in why I want this to happen. Because if my school is doing a good thing, my 3 children attend my school, and Wayne's school is doing something that my school do not have, I want my children in my school to benefit, and also what I'm doing in my school for Wayne's school to benefit, because guess what? Some young man in Wayne's school might become my son-in-law one day. That's the reality of life. So why should he miss out? I don't want an idiot showing up 10 years later, Pastor Point, I love you to the daughter. Okay, so these are human beings we are developing, and some of them might end up inside of your home. So we cannot think selfishly, we have to share best practices. Okay? The second strategic outcome, let me fly through it really quickly. Okay, the whole issue of developing a strategic response to the social conditions of the nation. Alright, and one of the main strategies we are using is promoting and building a values-based education process. And the progress so far, I think Doreen touched this morning. Okay, the executive, we traveled to Trinidad, we spent our monies, went to Trinidad, we looked at a model down there at Northgate High School. Okay, no relation to my school, just happened to have the same name. Okay, we signed an MOU with the organization who runs that school. And they oversee some values-based initiatives in different parts of the earth with great success. And we had that signing in Mandeville. Some of you were at the last meeting. And the next step will be conducting of an executive retreat. Okay, and this will be done on the October 18th and 19th. Okay, and whoever you vote in today in the new executive will be participating in that. So I'm giving an overview so you can know that we are very serious about what we want to accomplish. And after that, we'll be having a pilot project of 5 to 10 schools maybe who will participate in this project. And then, at the end of 12 to 18 months, we have a report on the outcomes of the project, what were the changes which occurred in these schools, and how everybody can buy into the patterns which were established. So these are the 2 strategic outcomes which I would like to lead my team, and I would like team members to volunteer themselves and give themselves to this, because I think there are wide-ranging implications if we can achieve these 2 outcomes. A little more regarding the social conditions. We want to establish and secure JISA's role and profile as an important and relevant player in the nation development process, especially as it relates to education in Jamaica. And when I say education, I'm talking about preparation for life. The academic exercise prepares someone for jobs. 3 minutes left. And we want to improve and expand JISA's relationship with the Ministry of Education. In fact, tomorrow, I'm hoping that whoever is part of the new executive, that you'll be able to come with me tomorrow, and we have a sit-down with the Minister of Education. I made that appointment with him. Okay, he wanted to meet from a couple of weeks ago. I said, we'll have a new executive, and he said, okay, let's do it tomorrow. And he's really open to working with us at a new level. There is some level of collaboration taking place, but we want to ramp it up because there are needs which we think the MOE can participate in meeting. And we also want to develop our regional and international linkages and partnerships. Earlier this year I went down to a couple of the Caribbean islands, and there are a lot of private schools and leaders of private school education who wants to connect with what's happening in Jamaica. So we want to see how that can happen. Let me just share with you quickly my 5 personal guiding principles. 1, servanthood, mutual respect for everyone inside of here. Collaboration, I want to collaborate with everyone. Teamwork and accountability. These are the 5 principles which we can hold me accountable to, and which will be a highlight of how I operate and which I would like our team to operate by. So ladies and gentlemen, as you vote, as you choose your members, think about what we want to achieve, and let us do this thing together. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Said it last year and I'll say it again, we continue to be ably led, and we look forward to a new era under the current leadership of Wesley. I'm going to ask Marie Marshall.